What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Fall is in the air, football is back, the temps are dropping, so that means it's chili season. And today I'm going to show you my absolute favorite way of making chili on the grill. What makes this recipe different from all the other ones is the way that we're going to incorporate the meat into the chili and how we're going to cook it. This is going to be an over-the-top chili, meaning we're going to cook the meat right over all the other ingredients, and we're also going to add some beer for some extra flavor. When it comes to chili recipes, I think a lot of them are overly complicated with too many ingredients, too many seasonings, spices. So I've tried a bunch of them and really over the years kind of worked my way to this recipe. It's super easy to put together, only takes a handful of ingredients, and the chili comes out absolutely delicious. So let me show you how to do it. We're going to cook the chili in this 6-quart Dutch oven, and for the fresh veggies, all that I have is a red bell pepper, a yellow onion, and some fresh garlic. I'm going to start by dicing up my onion first. So just cut off the end. We're going to split this guy right down the middle. Peel the outside layers off. Next, take your knife and slice across the onion like this. And then we'll just cut a couple notches into the onion, making sure not to cut all the way through. Turn it, and now just give it a dice. Main thing here is to try to keep all the pieces roughly the same size so it all cooks at the same time, but don't worry about it too much. It's going into a chili, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Do the same thing with this half. So this was one medium large size yellow onion. I find that this is more than enough for this much chili. Move this off to the side. Next, we're going to do the same thing with my bell pepper. So what I like to do is to just cut off the top. We're going to throw out the stem and then just cut off the sides, cut off the bottom. Cut this into strips, turn it, and dice it. Dicing up these veggies is probably the most time-consuming part of prepping this chili. Once you're done with this, it's the home stretch. Like I said, it's an easy recipe, super quick to put together. So just spend the time, dice everything up, slide the bell pepper over. So it's about, a little bit more onion than bell pepper, which is kind of what you're going for. And next we're going to prep our garlic. So I've got about 6 cloves. Just going to peel these guys, smash the garlic cloves. And then we'll just chop these guys up. Just a nice rough chop is all that you need. And we've got all our veggies prepped up. So garlic, red bell pepper, and the yellow onion. And now I'm going to put all my veggies into my Dutch oven. So get the onions, the pepper, the garlic. It all just goes right in there. Next, we're going to go in with our tomato ingredients. So I've got 1 can of tomato sauce and 1 can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. 6 ounces of tomato paste. Go get it all in there, and 1 can of beer. When you do this chili with the beer, I like to add a more full flavored beer, and the Sam Adams Oktoberfest is perfect for this recipe. So 1 can of Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Ooh, it's gonna be delicious. Let's get this out of the way and we'll get started on our seasoning mix. We'll go with 2 tablespoons of cumin, 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper. You can use a half a tablespoon if you don't want it to be too spicy. 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, and 1 tablespoon of black pepper. Mix all this up, and this will be our delicious chili seasoning. Take your Dutch oven, and now I'm going to use about half of our chili seasoning. It's going to go right in here. I'm going to save the other half for the meat. Okay, move this to the side and then just stir everything up. Make sure it's well combined. Now we can get started on our meat. So this is where I do things a little bit differently with my recipe and how I put this chili together. We're going to be using a mild Italian sausage. You can also use a hot one, and an 80-20 ground chuck. Having tried this with different mixtures, different ratios, I find that this one is the most flavorful. You get that nice beefy flavor from the ground chuck, and then the delicious Italian sausage flavor from using the Italian sausages. Again, you can do the mild, sweet, or hot. Try to stay with the mild or hot ones just to give it a little bit more kick, especially with this being chili, but these two work absolutely perfect in this recipe. I'm gonna start by taking out the ground chuck. So this is just a little bit over a pound, so you want to go with a pound and a half. That should be fine. We'll go with our sausages next, and what I like to do with these is just cut that casing. Okay, and then just remove that sausage, and we'll put this right on the beef. We're gonna go with about 3 sausages and again about a pound, pound and a half of the ground chuck. Now I'm gonna add the rest of my chili seasoning right on top of the meat, and then just use your hands and combine everything together. I'm gonna make sure that sausage is nicely incorporated with that ground chuck. You get everything seasoned. Ooh, yeah, this is the perfect combination for chili. It's beefy, flavorful, fatty. I can't go wrong with it. Next, we're gonna start shaping this into a large patty. So this is gonna go over our Dutch oven. I'll show you that in a second, but just get it nice and flat. Basically a big hamburger patty of our beef and sausage mixture. We'll move our meat patty to the side. Okay, grab your Dutch oven. Next, I've got this wire rack. I got these on Amazon. I'll have a link in the description, and this is gonna go on top of the Dutch oven. So whichever ones you get, make sure it fits. You can set it right on top of the Dutch oven. And now, as you might have guessed, we'll take our giant meat patty, okay, gently lift it off your tray. And we're gonna put this right on the wire rack on the Dutch oven, just like that. Fix this guy up just a bit. Again, main thing here is to make sure that it's nice and even. Okay, make sure there's no holes in it, holds its shape, and this is why it's called an over-the-top chili. One last step before we put this on the grill is I'm gonna season the outside with my all-purpose seasoning, again, just to give it a little bit more flavor. It's also gonna help that bark develop as it's on the grill, so just a light coating of my all-purpose seasoning. Now this thing is ready to hit the grill. So the question a lot of people ask is, why cook the chili this way? And the answer is pretty simple. While this is cooking and smoking, the Dutch oven is going to catch all these delicious drippings, all the fat that renders out of the beef and those Italian sausages. Plus, keeping this in a sort of a flat patty shape gives it more surface area to absorb more of that smokiness on the grill, which will give your chili that unique flavor once it's finished. So let's get this thing on the grill and I get it cooked up. I've got my Big Green Egg cruising at about 275 degrees, set up for indirect cooking. So the whole Dutch oven with the wire rack, with the meat patty goes on. We'll close the lid and we'll let this thing do its thing. My chili's on the grill, and as far as the cooking method goes, it really couldn't be any simpler. So you want to keep the temp anywhere between 250 and 300, and we're only going to leave it on there for about 2 hours. Now the main part of this first step is to just get that smoky flavor on our beef patty, create that beautiful crust on the outside. It's also going to allow some of the veggies to soften up, get nice and tender in the Dutch oven, and then we can move on to the next step. All right, chili's been on for about 2 hours and it is looking nice. Our meat patty has this beautiful crust and color on the outside. That's from all the smokiness on the grill. So now we're gonna move this off to the side, get a small tray, get our meat patty off the wire rack. Ooh, look at that. And now we're just gonna shred this up. Oh yeah, look at that. Not sure how well you can see, there's a little smoke ring on this meat. But just using some gloves, just shred this up or crumple it up into these smaller pieces, and this will go right back into the chili. I'm using these nitrile gloves, and I've got some glove liners for some heat protection. You can use 2 forks or really anything here will work. But we're just gonna crumple it up. Oh, it smells so nice. You can smell that Italian sausage, the smokiness, the spice mix. Add our crumpled up meat back into our chili in the Dutch oven. Ooh, look at that. And for our last step, we're gonna add in some beans. So I've got some kidney beans and some pinto beans. Chili without beans is just hamburger soup, so definitely add your beans. Going with 1 can of each. Now these have been drained. We don't really need any more liquid in it. This chili is looking great. So everything is pretty much cooked. I'm gonna put this back on the grill, uncovered, for maybe 30 to 45 minutes. It'll allow the beans to soften up, everything to just kind of come together nicely, and our chili will be ready to go. All right, our chili is done. It is looking and smelling great. We're gonna let this hang out for about 10-15 minutes, let it cool down just a little bit, and then we'll plate it up. Our chili has rested for a couple minutes. It is smelling absolutely amazing, so let's plate it up and add all our toppings. Ooh, look at this. It is nice and thick, exactly how I like it. You can see all the ingredients, the beef, the beans, the veggies. And finally, we're gonna add our toppings. You can really go to town here and use whatever you'd like. I'm gonna start with a scoop of sour cream, just to kind of cool things down a bit. Next, we're gonna go with some shredded sharp cheddar. Next, I'm gonna add some Fritos. I really like adding these to my chili. They give it a nice little crunch. Just gonna smash them a little bit. There we go. And finally, we're gonna garnish everything with some green onion. And our over-the-top beer chili is ready to go. Chili is ready, and I cannot wait to try this out. You got the chili, all our delicious toppings. So let's just go right in for it. Try to get a scoop of everything. Look at that. Ooh. Oh yeah, has a really nice kick to it. You can taste the beer, nice mild smoky flavor. Sour cream just cools everything down a bit. You get the crunchy Fritos. This is really delicious. It's perfect for this time of year, perfect for tailgating, and it's super easy to make. I mean, total cook time on this is about 3.5 hours. A little bit of a chopping to prep the veggies, and this chili comes together super fast. And definitely adding that Italian sausage to the mix gives it a little bit something extra than just using regular ground beef. We love it, my kids like it, and they're pretty picky eaters, so this is always a win in my book. Now I know a lot of people have their own kind of family recipes when it comes to making chili, adding other ingredients, veggies, different spices. So again, feel free to use what you'd like or kind of change this up to your liking, but this is really good on its own. If there's anything else that you would add, let me know in the comments, and I'd be curious to hear. Like I said, I've tried a bunch of different recipes over the years, and I settled on this one because it always comes out really delicious, and it's super easy to make. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time.